Hi and welcome back or welcome to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I'll be reviewing Vanilla Suede by Ariana Grande from the Love Notes collection. Thank you so much to the brand for sending me this perfume. It has basically been on my wish list ever since its launch, because I do collect the Ariana Grande perfumes and I love so many of them. As ever, I will link below for you any relevant review videos and collection videos for you to go back and look at. With this one, with Vanilla Suede, I did manage to test the scent a month or so ago, so I actually like and enjoy it. And not only am I happy to have it in my collection to review for you, but I really enjoyed wearing the perfume as well. Love Notes is actually quite an unusual launch. It isn't just this perfume that's new from Ariana Grande. She has released 4 perfumes at the same time, with each of them being exclusive to a different part of the world. This, for me here in the UK, is Vanilla Suede, and then for Europe we have Angel's Kiss, for North America we have Pink Woods, and then for Australia we have Pressed Petals. The idea is that Ariana wants to spread messages of joy, gratitude and affection to each part of the world. It is a concept I'm quite intrigued by, and I will talk more about my thoughts on it later. Let's get into the notes and give Vanilla Suede a test. And I do have to admit that I felt very happy that Vanilla Suede was the scent chosen for the UK, because I love vanilla in my perfumes, and it made me feel better that I was missing out on 3 others, which at the time of the launch I didn't look too closely at. I thought I'll be happy with my vanilla. We have in this one bergamot in the top, rice, milk and sandalwood in the middle, and then in the base vanilla bean and musk. I was excited to try it, but a little bit nervous as well, because a close friend from the perfume world normally likes a lot of the same perfume as me, and she felt a little bit disappointed in this one. So nonetheless, I smelt it at the Perfume Shop's Christmas showcase last month, and it went straight to the Christmas list. I thought this was really enjoyable, yummy, but familiar. Now, I thought this smells like something I've owned. This has been in my collection before, I don't have it now, and I want this scent profile back in my collection. So while it was familiar, it also felt quite unique, because I knew it was a very kind of singular profile that was like nothing else I had currently. I found it sweet and light, and I thought this will be crowd pleasing because it's more easy to like. Cloud by Ariana Grande has of course done so well and made a real impact, but it is a very strong perfume. It's not to everybody's taste. It projects amazingly, it lasts so well, but for me personally, for that reason, I don't go through my bottles very quickly, because I only wear it if I'm feeling 100% health-wise and like I know I want to have it be smelled on me. But this one is lighter for sure, and for that reason I could imagine it being more crowd pleasing in that way. So I knew I wanted this perfume, and I was happy that it wasn't just the collector in me wanting it. I knew I wanted to have it and wear it, but I couldn't work out what it was smelling like. I even wore the scent for a full day. I had my retests and I still couldn't work out what it was reminding me of. And I thought, I need to know. I need to know before I film which one perfume this is so similar to. So I went onto Fragrantica, and you've got your "this reminds me of" section under the scent. So of course it was on Vanilla Suede that I looked, and nobody had suggested anything that sparked any memories for me. Then it came to me. This is so like Angellic Vanilla by Zara, which actually I reviewed earlier in the year and will of course include my link to as well. For what it's worth, then with a bit more of a look on Fragrantica, there are plenty of other people who find the scents really similar, but it came back to me kind of on my own, which felt quite satisfying, because you know when something's bugging you, you need to know that thing. So yeah, there is a big similarity in the 2 perfumes. I wanted to bring out my Angellic Vanilla to retest the 2 perfumes side by side, and I spoke very highly of this one when I reviewed it earlier in the year, not least for that very cute bottle, but its affordable price point as well. These Zara scents can be so great, and I think they've got something for everybody there really too. So when you compare the 2 perfumes together, well, they've got a few notes in common. You've got in both of them bergamot, you've got your vanilla bean, you've got musk, and you've also got the rice. And for me, It smells so good. When I tried this earlier in the year, it was that rice that made it really unusual. And I wouldn't call it a me scent, but I loved wearing it in springtime. It felt like something different and just great quality for the price. Now the perfumes are incredibly similar, and I feel like if you've smelt this one, Angellic Vanilla, you've got your way in to Vanilla Suede for sure. But I thought at first that this was the stronger of the two, and we'll get into price points later. But actually I think it's the bergamot on the initial blast, because I don't smell any bergamot in the Ariana, and it's definitely here, and then with that rice. This almost feels kind of louder in the opening, but then with your Vanilla Suede, it's got a little bit more warmth to it and more depth in that way. This is smelling good. I would recommend this in its own right. And I would also say that on the skin, Vanilla Suede kind of goes powdery. It's not too strong, as I said before. Now, they're very similar. It's your way in. And with your Vanilla Suede, I think for me, it was that must-have, as I'd said. It is a really enjoyable day wear of a perfume that will get you compliments. And to demonstrate, there was a knock on the door yesterday while I was testing and planning my reviews, and the guy at the door said I smelled nice. Telling my husband that story was, you know, he made loads of jokes, but yeah, he said it smelled good, and I told him what the perfume was. So I wasn't wearing too much of it either, so that was impressive. And I thought, great, I've got a compliment in there to prove that this will be your compliment getter. I enjoy it, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. I feel there isn't too much to say on the packaging here today. I think this is pretty and very sleek. I won't keep the box, I never do I? I like it, and this is a 125ml bottle, which normally gets me very excited, but on this occasion I find this quite hard to spray. And then what I also find is that I'm kind of trying to avoid this white label here. It feels nice, where you've got your name and the notes. It's like, I don't know, my hands are quite small, maybe that's part of it, but yeah, I mean, I can spray it, I did. It just isn't the most comfortable feeling thing. I might have just preferred it to have been a 100 and easy to spray. But it's pretty, yeah, very classic looking. I mean, you could have that as your signature, couldn't you? As like the one on the dresser that you reach for, you wear, you spray lots of. So it's nice. I prefer it to those mod bottles, I have to say. I didn't really care for them and found them very hard to spray. So perhaps the simplicity is a good thing. It's time for Is It Worth It? Is Vanilla Suede by Ariana Grande worth it? And it is £75 for this 125ml bottle. I have to say, I think it's too expensive. I think as a celebrity perfume that has come from a line of other far more affordable scents, this is just too much for the average person to pay for a scent, I believe. I guess I've got that element as a collector where I won't have it as my only perfume. I will have bought others. I can't kind of have that attitude of like saving up for that one good scent. So that does sway my judgment a little bit. But I just think in general that is a lot of money to pay for anything these days. And it might be great that it's the bigger bottle, but I think to have it for £60 and be a 100ml would have been better. It is not available in any smaller size, which isn't great because then you can't access it at a lower price point. £75 just isn't a comfortable amount of money for me. So what I would have done would that I were paying for this myself, and I have done plenty of times with the Ariana Grande scents, I would be asking for it for Christmas, but probably giving my husband the instruction to not pay more than £50. I think that should be an absolute ceiling for a celebrity perfume. It is different, of course, if you, like with the Beyonce or with Rihanna, they had their kind of celeb lines as such, and Victoria Beckham in fact, and then they come back, they have a bit of a break and they have their niche type perfume later on. But for this to be part of a line of more affordable scents and then be a higher price point just doesn't seem right to me. I will add in, for a bit of fairness, of course this did receive the compliment and I didn't think I was wearing a lot, so clearly it does project and it does last. It is a bigger bottle than usual, but we have to wait for those sales. We have to see if 10%'s come off, or Christmas or Black Friday, but I don't think it should be sticking at £75. I think that's too much. Now to talk a little bit more on the concept of love notes and having these 4 scents exclusive to certain parts of the world. Well, the idea behind it is meant to be making scent a universal thing, like a universal language. But in my mind, I'm thinking, how is it universal if they're only available in certain places? And I have looked a little bit more at the other perfumes, and they do look really yummy. You've got with your Angel's Kiss this gelato note. You've got with Pink Woods, I think it was a cotton candy note, and then with the pressed petals, it's a marshmallow note. So they're just all perfumes I want to have, I want to collect, and it is no bad thing because I love the line. I love so many of the perfumes and I want them, but I don't like the idea of them. I mean, what is a feasible way of getting hold of them? You know, I'm thinking, are any relatives going abroad anytime soon? Who can bring these perfumes back? Do you know, actually something sparked here. We do have Australian family, to be continued. But yeah, it's just not how I kind of want to love my perfume and go after it. It feels unattainable, and I just don't understand how that's a universal thing. It feels a bit more like a gimmick when, as a consumer, what I actually want is all 4 perfumes in the collection. Like, it should be a good thing that I want more from the brand, rather than me thinking, well, I can't have them because of where I live. And more to the point, if you don't live in any of those places, then of course you can't have any of the scents. So yeah, with that in mind as well, it's cute, and the imagery is just beautiful of these letters and the hearts, but as a collector and a fragrance lover, it just isn't something that I'm particularly enjoying as a concept. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed hearing more about Vanilla Suede and the Love Notes launch. I am really happy to have this in my collection. It smells good. We just need the price to come down, don't we? Please do chat to me about all things Ariana and ask me your questions about the scents. I will love that topic so much. And please do give this video a like, and remember to subscribe to my channel too. You can also find me over on Instagram, TikTok and my blog. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next video.